Nobody's talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now, and that might be the most dangerous part. While the league turns its cameras to louder headlines and flashier markets, Tampa has been quietly building something powerful. They've won 3 straight division titles, loaded up with new weapons, and developed a roster that no one seems to be paying attention to. But behind the silence, there's a storm forming. The kind of storm that doesn't make noise until it hits you in the mouth on Sunday. The offense looks different. The leadership feels different. And Baker Mayfield, the quarterback nobody believed in just a few years ago, might be stepping into the most complete version of himself. He's not here to prove the doubters wrong anymore. That part's already done. Now, he's showing up to take over. This version of Baker isn't trying to earn respect, he's demanding it, with a team that finally matches his hunger. And the crazy part? Nobody's seeing it coming. This isn't about hype. This is about results. Real, consistent, playoff-bound results. So here's the question. What do you call an offense that's loaded with stars, built for speed, and ranked number 2 in the entire league, but still being treated like an afterthought? The answer might shock you, and the players behind it might be even scarier. Let's take a closer look at why this Buccaneers offense could quietly be the most dangerous unit in football. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Bucs and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 300 likes on this video. Tampa Bay's offense doesn't scream for attention, but if you look close, it might be the most complete unit in the NFC. While most teams are scrambling to find a top wideout, the Bucs are sitting on a room so stacked, even Mike Evans admitted, "This is the best group I've been around." Chris Godwin is healthy and explosive again. Rookie first-rounder Emeka Egbuka brings elite separation and toughness. Jalen McMillan offers precise route running and smooth hands. And don't forget Sterling Shepard, a veteran who knows how to move the chains when it matters most. This isn't just a deep receiver room, it's a strategic mismatch nightmare. Up front, Tristan Wirfs anchors an offensive line that kept its core intact. No drama, no resets, just continuity and chemistry. Cody Mauch continues to grow into a reliable presence. Graham Barton, this year's first-round pick at center, is already gaining trust, and the interior protection has never looked more solid. When you give this kind of structure to a quarterback with something to prove, dangerous things start happening. And that brings us to the backfield, because while the passing game grabs the headlines, there's a hidden layer of explosiveness behind the quarterback that could shift the entire balance of this offense. But we'll get to that later. First, it's time to talk about the man in the pocket, because Baker Mayfield isn't just fitting in, he's rewriting his own story. Baker Mayfield was never supposed to make it this far. Not after bouncing between 4 teams in 2 years. Not after being written off by the media, buried under hot takes, and labeled as a backup. But here he is, not just surviving, thriving in a system that finally fits. Last season, he threw for over 4,500 yards and 41 touchdowns. And he did it while adjusting to his 4th offensive coordinator in as many years. That chaos would break most quarterbacks. But for Baker, it sharpened him. This season, the chaos is gone. For the first time in his career, he enters the year with the same supporting cast and an offensive line that understands his rhythm. The new coordinator, Josh Grizzard, isn't some outside hire forcing a system on him. He's a promoted voice from within, someone who already knows how to amplify Baker's strengths. That matters. Because Baker's not trying to relearn everything, he's building from what already worked. The real question now isn't whether Baker can produce. We've seen the numbers, we've seen the fire. The question is, what happens when everything around him is finally stable? Because if that version of Baker shows up again and improves on even 1 or 2 mistakes from last year, he's not just a dark horse, he's a real contender. While everyone focuses on the passing game, the real surprise might be hiding in Tampa Bay's backfield. This isn't a one-man show. It's a deep, versatile group with different skill sets built to wear down defenses in waves. Bucky Irving, entering his 2nd year, brings burst and slipperiness that made him one of the most exciting prospects in last year's draft. He's more than just a change-of-pace guy now, he's earning serious reps and trust from the staff. Alongside him, Rachaad White adds balance and experience. He's dependable, smart, and still capable of handling a full workload if needed. But the name that keeps surfacing behind the scenes is Sean Tucker. Undrafted in 2023 and overlooked by most analysts, Tucker has been forcing his way into the conversation. Coaches rave about his speed and vision. Special teams saw his explosiveness last preseason, and now he's pushing for a bigger role in the offense. He's compact, aggressive, and can shift momentum with one cut. That kind of talent in a third option back is rare. It's the kind of piece that doesn't just give you depth, it gives you leverage late in the year when legs are tired and playoff games get physical. This trio doesn't need media attention to be effective. They need touches. And if Tampa starts rotating them strategically, they could quietly control the pace of games without ever leaning on a single star. But building a championship offense takes more than just weapons. It takes a defense that can close out wins and avoid collapse. And that's exactly where Tampa has been sharpening its edge. Tampa Bay's defense doesn't rely on headlines or star power. It relies on discipline, depth, and experience. Last season, they didn't struggle because of talent. They struggled with consistency. One week, they shut down high-powered offenses. The next, they let games slip through the cracks. That's where this year feels different. The adjustments made weren't drastic, but they were deliberate. The secondary, which had moments of miscommunication last season, has been retooled with sharper assignments and more physicality in coverage. The defensive line has also been refreshed. Young pass rushers are developing faster, and rotational depth looks stronger than it did a year ago. The goal isn't to dominate the scoreboard, it's to manage momentum. This defense wants to shorten games, limit big plays, and create the kind of structure that keeps Baker Mayfield and the offense in command. It's not about flashy sacks or highlight turnovers. It's about control, and Tampa is finally learning how to play with it. What makes this even more dangerous is the environment around them. The NFC South isn't getting easier, but it's not exactly filled with juggernauts either. If the defense holds up and the offense plays to its strengths, Tampa may have the clearest path to something every contender wants, a home playoff game. And that path starts inside a division that might already be tilting in their favor. Let's take a closer look. The NFC South may be competitive, but it's wide open, and Tampa Bay knows it. With the Panthers rebuilding, the Saints lacking a true quarterback solution, and the Falcons still finding chemistry, the Buccaneers have a clear path. Sweep the weaker teams, split with Atlanta, and they're in prime position to take the division once again. But for Tampa, this isn't just about standings. It's about securing home playoff games, building postseason momentum, and staying quietly dangerous while the rest of the league looks elsewhere. While other teams dominate headlines, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are quietly building something real, stacking wins with a complete roster, disciplined coaching, and rising names like Sean Tucker and Josh Grizzard. They're not built on flash or one-star hype, but on depth, experience, and rookies already playing like veterans. The national conversation may be focused elsewhere, but Tampa has the structure, talent, and momentum to make noise, whether the rest of the league is ready or not. So here's the real question for you. Are we about to witness one of the most underrated playoff runs in recent memory? Can Baker Mayfield actually enter the MVP conversation if the Bucs control the South again? And is Sean Tucker really the spark no one saw coming? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's hear your take on Tampa's rise. And if you think this team is getting overlooked, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started.